If you were to bite off a kneecap, how would it look?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Ooh-wee. It is Friday. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. Only a two-man show this morning on the morning show, so let me introduce the man to my far right.
What'd it do? But then there were two.
Yes.
All right, we'll just say that. Then there were two.
Then there were two. So that is Jeff. And then, of course, as always, we have Alex making sure we look good in production land. And then Fish making sure we sound good in the sound booth. And, thank you guys for joining the Morning Woodward Show. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, we appreciate that. And also make sure you download our app. It's available for free right now in the Google or Apple Play stores, and we got a lot of stuff planned for this show today. The head coach of DCFC is going to be here talking about their season opener this weekend. Cobra Kai is coming back, and it's one of my guilty pleasure shows, so we want to talk about what is your guilty pleasure shows coming up on the show, plus a little bit of Lions talk. But first, let's start out with what I think is the biggest news in Detroit for Detroit sports this weekend, and that is that man right there going into the Hall of Fame. Now, I'm excited for it, but there's also going to be some drama surrounding it.
Yeah. And I love Kelvin Johnson. He's my favorite football player. But the sad point is he's probably not going to thank the organization very much on his speech. He already talked to Brad Golly from WXYZ, and he told him, what do I have to say? My mom taught me well. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything at all. So that's his attitude going into his Hall of Fame speech. And it's like, I get it. Like, he's going to thank Matt Stafford, I'm sure, and thank the fans, I hope. But I don't know, man. I don't understand the animosity. I've heard like Sheila and all them come out and say they want to repair the relationship with them, but I just hope he takes time to thank the fans and stuff like that. Like, I know he's going to go through his whole life with through Georgia Tech and thank all the people that helped him get to where he is, but gotta shout out the fans. We're the only organization the man played for, so he's got no choice.
That's kind of my point with this. Like, listen, I get the organization treated Kelvin like shit, and they're not exactly in good graces, but at the end of the day, you got to mention the name of the team you played for. Like, it's not that he's wearing the uniform. There's the logo right there. We all know it happened. So, like, as much as he doesn't need to give credit to the organization, he does have to acknowledge that he was a Detroit Lion. Otherwise, like, I'm honestly, I think he'll be kind of out of line if he doesn't at least not acknowledge Detroit, period.
Especially if he's not the only guy who's been through these issues with our franchise. Like, Barry Sanders went through similar shit, and he's back. I mean, he's helping the organization in various ways. But if Calvin goes out there and throws a hissy fit, and let's say we repair our relationship in a couple of years, like how dumb would that be to have his Hall of Fame speech forever be cemented as he just didn't give a shit about our franchise?
Right. Like, the fact that the Lions haven't closed this door before this moment has a lot to do with the Lions. But to me, also, Calvin's got to be a little pliable here and be like, listen, I know I hate this organization, but I was a Lion.
Right.
Like, you may hate your family, but guess what? You still got their last name. Like, that's just how it goes. And when he was here in studio talking to The Hook, he was talking about how he's, quote, not back in the family. And if you missed that moment a couple months ago, here's what it looked like.
Did you ask? Did I ask? When they wouldn't, at the end there, when it was time to retire, on the way out, we asked would they release me or let me go to another team. They wouldn't. No.
I think Barry did the same thing. I think the Dolphins were like the leading contenders to get him, and it's unfortunate because
you're not going nowhere.
Right, he's not going anywhere, and that's part of the reason that you kind of got mad at the Lions for a few years. But we're glad you're back in the family now.
I'm not back in the family with the Lions or anything like that. It'd be nice too if they try to resolve things, but I mean that's neither here nor there. I'm here. I'm always here to support the players. That's what it's about, supporting the players.
It hurts to see that. Like, I've watched that probably 57 times, but it hurts to see that. Like, his immediate reaction was just, I'm not part of the family.
Yeah, had to correct Maz there real quick. But it's like, it is about the money. Like, it has to be about the money because I know the franchise did him dirty, and we might have a history of doing that with one other guy, Barry Sanders, but it has to be about the money. You think? Like, what other reason
no.
is he this bitter?
No,
is it just
I don't think it's about the money. Calvin's got plenty of fucking money. It ain't about the money. I think it's about respect and just about how they treated him while he was here. And what sucks is it's the past regime.
Yeah.
Like, everybody that was here when Calvin was here is no longer really a part of the organization. Like, Sheila Ford Hamp at that time wasn't as big as a part as she was.
Right.
You know, we didn't have Chris Spielman a part of the organization. We obviously didn't have Brad Holmes. You didn't have a Dan Campbell. So it sucks that all these other people are being held accountable for the shitty management that we had in the past. Like, I was hoping that these guys could eventually just go to Calvin and, you know, just at least offer him some flowers. You know?
Right. Especially if you have a guy like Herman Moore walking around in practice. I mean, with this wide receiver core we don't know a damn thing about him. It would have been nice to have Kelvin over there talking to the young guys and giving his 2 cents. But I always go back to Barry because it's like similar situations in terms of not letting him go to another team. Like he mentioned that in the Hook interview. I asked him, would you release me or let me go to another team? They said no. It's similar to what Barry went through. You know, Maz stated he was, you know, the Dolphins are interested in him. But that right there, it's like Barry went through that, you know, like you said, different regime now. He's patched those problems, at least to an extent to where he's around the organization and representing the Lions in interviews and stuff like that. But for Kelvin's sake, it's like, man, he's a little bitter, a lot bitter, to be honest, because if he's reacting like this, it's still affecting him tremendously, obviously.
Jeff, if you were ever to make the Hall of Fame and you were in the situation with like Calvin Johnson, obviously we don't know all the dirty details, but you would mention the team, right?
Yeah, you got to. I mean,
I
especially
wouldn't thank him, but I'd mention him.
You got to, like, you know, thank you for drafting me, a lot, you know, all that da 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 da, and then you can go on about the, you know, even you can go talk about Jim Caldwell. I'm sure he'll mention him, but it's like you gotta give thanks to the organization somehow, man. What are you gonna do? Not say nothing? I mean, everybody. There is players that have those types of problems with organizations, like not to what Kelvin extent, but I mean, organizations do players dirty, man. And you know, if they get into the Hall of Fame, as blessed as Kelvin was, he played his whole career for the Detroit Lions. So if he doesn't thank us, it'll make no fucking sense. Zero sense.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I don't want to miss on, too, while we're talking about Calvin Johnson is just how much of a freak athlete that he was. You know, because he's kind of far removed now. So you may forget exactly the special talent that we got to experience. Did you ever watch that show, Sports Science?
Yes.
Like back in the day. So this 1 minute clip just kind of shows what Calvin Johnson is, and it's amazing. I love this.
Standing broad jump, 11 feet 7 inches. If he
Is
participated in those
vertical 45 inches.
he would have scored.
Like, it's just wild.
Third
the third
highest.
highest they ever measured. Longest ever.
Yeah, the broad jump's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is where it gets nuts, though. Like, he's 6'5", right? But his reach, 6'10" wingspan. And then it shows you, like, just how much, like, there's his standing reach, obviously, 8'8". His vertical's 4'5". And now they're going to show you just the range that this dude can cover. Look at this.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That is a large target to be throwing the ball to.
He's a parking garage. I mean, you're throwing it right into. Oh, look at Shaq.
He's similar to Shaq when it comes to jumping like that. Now watch this. This is my favorite part. Look at that. 4,000 cubic feet of space he covers, and that's his range of throwing him the football.
God.
4,000 cubic feet. Look at
Matthew Stafford doesn't realize how lucky he was, man,
Dude.
to have a guy like that.
You literally could hit a garage and that guy could catch the ball. Like, it was, sometimes we forget the greatness that was right in front of us, but that's what the Hall of Fame is for, and I'm glad that Calvin is going to get acknowledged this weekend. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention another Michigan guy going into the Hall of Fame. He's not from Michigan. He's from Ohio, actually, but he's a Michigan man. Charles Woodson, also going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Were you a big Charles Woodson fan?
I watched some Charles Woodson tape. I mean, I'm a Madden guy. I played Madden, so I've always used Charles Woodson, but never really got to watch him, obviously, on tape or anything. But he was locked down. That's all I know, locked down.
Dude, he was the best. Like, I went to the Ohio State-Michigan game when they were playing for the national championship, essentially, and David Boston from Ohio State was just talking mad shit. Just mad before the game. And Charles Woodson, that was when he returned the punt for a touchdown, and he locked down David Boston. They fought on the sidelines. And David Boston went to the pros, and is David Boston. Like probably half the people or 75% of the people watching right now don't even know who David Boston is. But that was such a great like college rivalry. And then, once Woodson went pro, man, I loved him as a Raider. He's probably the only Packer I ever liked,
True, and I heard, didn't he win? He won the Heisman as a cornerback. Did he win the Heisman Trophy?
He won the Heisman, not as a cornerback.
Yeah, cornerback.
I thought you said quarterback.
No,
like,
isn't that crazy though? I mean, he won the Heisman Trophy as a cornerback. I mean, that's...
Well, he was a two-way player too. They put him on offense sometimes. He was the punt returner. He was a shutdown corner. Just supreme athlete across the board all the way. So I'm excited to see both these guys go in the Hall of Fame. And it's weird because you don't have this drama that comes with Charles Woodson and the former teams he played with and all of that. So you're going to see a different speech given. And I wish Kelvin had that. Like, I feel like Kelvin got robbed of this moment because it's become about him thanking the Lions, not really about him being the greatest of all time.
Yeah, everybody watching when Kelvin speaks, it's going to be, number one, does he thank the organization? And number two, we'll listen to his speech. I mean, we had a great relationship with Kelvin, we'd all be sitting here talking about, how great of a speech he's going to have and what he's going to say, you know what I mean? Like, it's just tough because when you have that ill will with somebody, at least, in terms of what Kelvin thinks, I mean, the organization's trying, at least what I hear, trying to repair, but Kelvin's obviously upset with the organization. It's tough because we're going to go into this Hall of Fame ceremony like excited, but also like, what is he going to say? I mean, let's just get it out. You know what I mean? If he doesn't thank us at all, so be it. But as a fan, that would be, it would piss us off. I mean, I would assume it would piss a lot of fans off.
I think he's going to service the fans. Like, he's definitely going to thank the fans. Like, Detroit, I expect him to say, Detroit, you had great fans, but not Detroit Lions, I love you. Like, that's never going to happen, and it's a damn shame. And you know what else would be a damn shame? If you did not go to coastportland.com right now and use that promo code WSN20 for 20% off your order. And it's real easy. It's the weekend. If you know anybody that loves camping, going outdoors, fall's here, so you're going to want all your stuff for camping and staying warm. They got lanterns, they got knives, they got glasses, all types of stuff. So make sure you're not caught in the dark. Make sure you go to coastportland.com today. Use promo code WSN20 and take 20% off your entire order. Fish got his Coast Portland light on right now, don't you, Fish?
I absolutely love this headlamp.
Yes, you do. It doesn't look good on camera, though, because you're washing out the camera.
Well,
but there you go. You look good, buddy. That's a Coast Portland headlamp.
There.
We could get you one, too. 20% off coastportland.com.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. I feel weird sitting in this seat to the left. Like, I'm normally in the middle. It's very strange being over here in Joey's seat. But if you're wondering where Joey is, he is at his bachelor party this weekend. It's going on in Scottsdale. So he's going to have some fun this weekend. Joey's down there.
What a random area. Why Scottsdale?
I don't know, dude. Like, I honestly, of all places in August in the entire United States that you could pick, you pick a place that's 110 degrees.
The 3 places you don't want to go: Arizona, Florida, and Texas.
In August, right?
Yes.
Even Fish knows this.
Yes.
It sounds like a random Joey thing. It isn't. Justin's going to, I heard. I asked Justin, why the hell are you guys going to Arizona? Have fun, but that's just going to be mad hot. 110 degrees, like Six said.
Yeah, I honestly, when he told me, he's like, yeah, we're going to Scottsdale. I'm like, oh, cool. My family lives in Arizona, and
oh, cool. No way.
I've been down there in August and July.
It's
it is
hell.
not fun. It's not fun. At midnight, it's 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's hell.
It literally is
hell.
Fish, you been there?
I've been to Arizona, not in August, but I've been there.
And what degrees was it, and what month did you go?
February was 80.
Okay, so you got
yeah,
pretty
February's
lucky.
great.
But I also have common sense that I just don't go to Florida, Texas, or Arizona in August. or July or June.
Just avoid
or
the whole
any of
damn
those
summer.
months.
Yeah, really. I mean, honestly, like the parking lots and stuff get to like 140 degrees. Like they tell you your shoes melt sometimes on the blacktop. Like,
Well, that's why you see people in Michigan leave Michigan in January and they come back in June. Why do they come back in June? Because they're gonna, I don't know, they could die out there if they sit out there.
right? Yeah, it's different. It's a different breed that can handle that heat. But yeah, that's where Joey's bachelor party is going down. I don't know how wild it's gonna get, but. Whew, man, they picked the hottest place in the country to go. Literally supposed to be 111 degrees there today.
And Joey sweats, so you know what? He'll be.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about
drenched.
that. Joey's gonna be sweating.
He's gonna be drenched.
Well, let's talk about
Hey, speaking of one more fact on, or not even a fact on Arizona, aren't there parts of Arizona that's like cold because it's the by the Grand Canyons?
Yeah, the mountains. You can get
Mountains?
up in like Flagstaff gets a little cooler, and then up there by the Grand Canyon it gets cooler. But yeah, you got to be in the mountains. And I tried to suggest, hey, let's go to Sedona because it's like 2 hours north
He
of
said too far away.
Phoenix. It's not too far away, but
Oh.
you're only getting like 10 degrees off. It's 100 degrees there, not 110. It's just either way. But hopefully Joey has a great time while he's in Arizona. I love it.
Are you going?
I'm going to fly down there later on. Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yep. I had to make
Yay!
sure I work on Friday, though, right, Fish?
No, I'm proud of you. Let's
Thank
clap
you.
it up for Stick taking some time off.
I'm not taking time off.
He's leaving a little early. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's still time off because you do other stuff other than people don't know what behind the scenes work you do.
They don't.
So that's why we're celebrating, because you're taking some time off your busy week or weekend or day to celebrate.
true.
Well,
'Cause
there
you
is no
deserve
time
it.
off. I'm going to be working on the plane. I'm going to be working the minute I leave here. Like, you know, emails and the internet have
By
made
the way,
it
are
so
you flying? Are you flying United?
No, I only fly Delta.
Okay, because they just imposed a vaccination for going on United.
Oh,
They just
all right.
imposed.
Well, avoid United.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not worried about that. Let's talk
Just
about
wanted to warn
Lions
you.
Week 1 training camp. How you feeling overall after Week 1?
I'm feeling good from at least the reports I've read. Obviously, Corey could probably tell you more. He's got to see a lot in person, but from the videos, the interviews Corey's captured, and these just hearing these guys talk makes me confident. I mean, can we get right into it? Who stood out to me? I'll just tell. Okay, so. I was looking through, especially a lot of articles, writers have been there. They're writing about what they see, Corey's, what he sees. And one guy that stood out to me, I know this isn't going to be a tremendous surprise, but it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, because that is who I've been reading about get in action. Like this guy, I'll read one. He hurdled a defender Thursday in a drill, which obviously you don't want to take hurdling, but obviously crazy athletic. He's got that flair in his game. Next day, read an article how he lined up opposite to Okudah. I think he was cooking up another corner. Okudah said, let me get him. It's just that I love that competitiveness in the training camp. Okudah's on him for 3 different occasions. St. Brown caught all 3 passes. And 2 were short. Okudah was draped all over him. But that's a guy that I've been standing out because if we've heard compliments, especially from the secondary, it's been from Okudah and his progression, his attitude, and how he's performed. I'm going to get into him and Tyrell Williams later, but the fact that St. Brown is getting the best of him, getting into scraps with Iffy, like that dude stood out to me because he's a dog. You knew it. They knew it when they drafted him. He plays angry. And I love his competitive attitude, man, and his ability to just shine already. So I can't wait for him to touch the field. That's who stood out to me, and I'll wait to get into the other stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely one guy that stood out in camp, especially with the little brawl that he had.
Yeah.
And, he was talking about Dan Campbell supporting that type of stuff. And, I was just kind of happy to hear that they have a coach that wants them not to beat each other's ass, but to, be physical with each other and fight for that position that you want. Yeah, it's been a great first week, I think. The energy has been there. We've had a couple viral moments happen, which is always fun. And then Corey was able to catch up with Anthony Lynn yesterday to talk about running backs and our running back situation, which has kind of been the focus, really. I feel like we've talked about our running backs a lot this week.
And it starts with that offensive line. When we took Penny Sewell and they revamped that offensive line, we're looking to that run game, especially when you have Jared Goff too. So I can't wait, for Anthony Lynn to get on the field and get these guys rolling, man, to see this run game.
Well, here's what Anthony Lynn had to say about our running back situation.
Anthony, you have the reputation of having top 5, top 10 offensive, top rushing attacks throughout the league in your history. What is the potential of this running back unit early on, just off your observation?
I think it's really good with Swift and Jamal. I like those two. We need to build some depth behind them. Jefferson is stepping up, but we'll see. We've got a long ways to go. We've got 3 preseason games, and we're looking for some other young backs to step up. But I like the offensive line right now where we're at. We do need to build some depth behind our first 5. That's important.
And I thought that was a very good point. Like, we are hyped about our offensive line, but, let's not forget, injuries happen in the NFL.
Yeah, I like how he said he immediately acknowledged we need to have backups because we have Tyrell Williams is like the only guy, and he's injured currently. So if someone goes down on that offensive line, it's not really sweet pickings. After that, it's a lot of guys that haven't even touched the field yet. So that's where the running game's important because, like you said, Jamar's been stepping up, and that makes me happy to see him. He's already getting plenty of touches, and that's, I think, Anthony Lynn's strong suit. It's obvious he develops running backs. Like, he gets these guys ready, and our 7th-round pick obviously is looking good. He's saying he's going to step up, but I love his attitude. He's not giving a lot of praise. Just, I want to see these guys step up. I want to see the young guys step up because that's a coach you want, especially with the young running back core like we have.
Yeah, Jefferson's been a guy that everybody's high on, man. I mean, you can't sleep on him, even though he's our 3rd running back right now on the depth chart. He's a guy that will make some noise this year, and I love it. I love that we're 3 deep on our running back depth chart right now.
Yeah, 3 deep. Perfect. Jared Goff is going to have a blast with those guys. Like, I was reading reports. He's checking down plenty of times with these guys. Like, he loves throwing to these running backs. So I'm excited to see him not only rushing the ball, but on the receiving side of things because I think DeAndre Swift's going to have a big year on the receiving side. And the same with Jamal. I mean, they're both great at it. And we haven't even seen Jamar. So we could have a true 3-headed monster like you mentioned yesterday.
Another thing that Dan Campbell tackled yesterday was that they obviously announced that there's going to be no fans at Eastern Market, no tailgating. You can't even park there this year, which is it's weird because that's been such a Detroit staple for so long. And you could tell, like, he wanted to go off, but he couldn't go off. And here's Corey asking him the question at training camp.
Yes, sir. Dan, yesterday, news was announced that Eastern Market is not going to have tailgating for Lions fans this season, and that's one of the Lions' biggest tailgating sites. Just want to get your thoughts on everything the organization has done to excite the fan base around this upcoming season in the future, that one of the biggest tailgate sites will not be available to fans this year.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want my reaction? I mean, I know you want my reaction. I mean, I'm just going to get myself in trouble. That's why yeah, it stinks. I mean, it's unfortunate. There's a number of things in my head that I think of when you just said that, like what I would do, but as a tailgater, but I'm not going to say that. So it's tough. It's tough, I hate it for them. I hate it for us. I hate it, so I tell you what, I'm going to find a way to adapt and figure something else out quickly. I know that, to where I can still tailgate. And have a.
I love that. Like, at first, you seem like he's disappointed for the fans, and he's like, oh, that really sucks. But at the end, he's like, well, wait, I need to tailgate.
Yeah, like, it's like his inner, like, bro came out at the end. He's like, hey, and it's upsetting, and he goes, there's things I want to say right now, and as a tailgater, but whatever. And I love that about Dan. Like, he's human. He gets it. Especially this season. He wants the fans to be there tailgate. I mean, like you said, there's the ghetto tailgating. We can find a way. But
I love ghetto tailgating.
Yeah,
just give me my 40s and an open field in Detroit, even though they're those open fields that are now like $4 million apartments. But I miss those days. But we still got a couple spots like it. I know where we can go.
Yeah, you can find a patch of grass. We'll park it up on there. But I love Dan's honesty, man. Like, even Corey almost got him. He almost did go off, and we almost got another viral clip. But he went the professional route and was like, hey, man, it sucks. Like, what do you want me to say? I mean, other than that, like, he's not going to, go off on the organization, go off on the tailgating place, but he's just speaking from his heart.
Yeah, so week 1 training camp wrapped up. Pretty good week. Feeling good about it. No big injuries, which I think is a very important thing. Like, you're looking at the Cowboys with Dak. You're looking at Carson Wentz. There's been injuries happening. Galladay. You're looking at those things happening around the league. And, that's one of the main things is staying healthy. So it looks like everybody's conditioned well. Everybody's ready to play. And week 1 of the Dan Campbell era is done, baby. Now we're moving on to week 2. And if you're thinking of moving on from the job that you have right now, northwesterntech.edu is where you need to go. It's a 10.5-month HVAC program, and it's awesome because, you start now in 10 months. This isn't 4 years of grinding it out in college, taking courses that have nothing to do with your major. This is specifically HVAC work. They will train you, and they will get you into the workforce as soon as possible, and we love them here at Woodward Sports. So make sure, if you're looking for a career change, looking for something new to do with your life, northwesterntech.edu.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Ooh, we're back. It's Jeff's news, like previously.
Jeffy's news.
We're taking over from my guy Joey. But to start off, Charles Barkley had some confident words the last couple days. He spoke on LeBron and him stacking his team up. Look at this graphic. I want to hear what people in the chat think about this. LeBron has stacked his teams. Let's be realistic. Is he preaching facts?
Of course. Of course. Anybody who denies that LeBron James has been stacking his teams obviously is either just a LeBron stroker or they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Like, those are your two options.
I love how Charles Barkley, man, I love the guy because he doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks. He'll just say it and deal with the consequences later. And he's absolutely right. Like, especially in guys nowadays, it's so much more common to stack your team, and Charles and Michael Jordan, all those guys know. Charles went to a couple teams when he was older that were pretty stacked, but not like what LeBron's had with the Miami Heat. And
yeah, Charles, I mean, you switch teams, that's okay. What LeBron does is, he'll blow up the team, he'll blow out the coach, he'll ruin the entire bench, and then he'll bring in a couple of his buddies. Right. And that's what he does. That's what happened in Miami. And then luckily, Cleveland got 2 number 1 overall picks, and he was like, oh, okay, that's good enough for me to return to Cleveland. And then he went to LA and didn't do shit till he brought his boy AD. Like, it's just what LeBron does. Like, I don't think that's an insult. But if he's denying it, then it's like, okay, well, then that you've been up to some shady stuff.
It's a fact. You're not hating if you're calling facts. But moving on, listen, Steph Curry signed his second $200+ million contract, and we have it broken down for you guys. Look how insane this is. He makes $1.70 a second, 102 a minute, and so on and so forth. But absolutely ridiculous. And if your kids are playing basketball, teach them how to shoot, because you're looking at $100 a minute.
$1.70 a second.
That is
wild.
That is absolutely ridiculous, dude.
$102 a minute, $6,000 an hour, $147,000 a day. A day.
I'll take it. I'll take a year, but a day for making $147,000. Hey, good for you.
A day. I can't get over. That's a day.
That's NBA money for you.
Like, the average household income for a dual family home is like $40,000 in the United States. He is making 4 times that every day.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He could take a day off and feed an entire family for an entire year. Literally overpay 2 families.
Just take one paycheck, $147,000. That can go to charity. One day of paycheck.
Day.
And we're over here. That's a shit ton of money to a lot of people.
1 out of 365. That's it.
And then $200 million in that 365, baby.
Oh my goodness, good for you.
Moving on, we got speaking of greats, talking about positional players now, like Chris Johnson, former great running back. He commented on who he thinks the top 5 running backs in the league are right now. And if you disagree in the comment section, let me know. You got Dalvin Cook 1. Derrick Henry 2, Ezekiel Elliott 3, Kamara 4, and then Christian McCaffrey 5.
I mean, those are the top 5 in the league, I guess. You could kind of debate the order, but I'm not mad at those picks.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Dalvin Cook, the season Derrick Henry had last season, maybe. Hey, man, 2,000 yards is tough. So I don't know, man. He might be able to slide number 1, but that is the top 5 running backs. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, in order if we all agree. But
I mean, a healthy Saquon should be on that list.
Yeah, it's definitely from obviously last year, because if he didn't tear that ACL, he'd definitely be up in this conversation.
I like Antonio Gibson as well. I think Antonio Gibson's going to show out this year.
Yeah,
a couple other good young running backs in the league, but yeah, those are the dogs. If I'm starting my team though, out of those 5 guys, who you taking?
Dang. Regardless of age, I'll go Derrick Henry. I don't know. He's just such a beast, man. I don't know. I'll go Derrick.
Yeah, it's tough to argue Derrick Henry because you don't even need an offensive line. He'll just run through and stiff-arm people. Yeah, I like Kamara's game, but Dalvin Cook to me is the dude, especially when he's healthy. He's had some health injuries or some health concerns the past couple years, but when he's healthy, he's powerful, he's fast out of the backfield, can catch the ball. That's the one thing Derrick Henry doesn't really have is that out of the backfield mentality. But dude, I'm never gonna go wrong with Derrick Henry.
Just strictly his ability to just slam dudes to the ground as a running back. But moving on, we go to the Detroit Tigers, and yesterday they took a win, 8-1 versus the Boston Red Sox, I believe, and Victor Reyes had multiple triples, and he's the first Tiger to have multiple triples in a game since Ian Kinsler on July 17, 2017, and he's the second major leaguer to do that this season. Look at this clip.
Reyes gulps one to right center field. That'll find the gap. 2 runs will score. Reyes will dig for his second triple of the day, and he's got it standing up.
Atta boy, Ray. Nice swing there, too, guys. Robles had some success against the Tigers.
Yeah, Detroit is 44-34 since May 8th and 13-7 since the All-Star break.
Love it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Victor Reyes? I mean, I see the guy. I know he's been to a couple teams, but he's been playing pretty well this season.
He's a serviceable player, man. Yeah. I don't think he's all-star caliber, but he's definitely somebody that I don't mind him on the squad. The way the Tigers have been playing lately, like earlier, like 2 months ago, we're like, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. Now they're beating good teams as well, and it's really starting to show. Now the Red Sox are kind of down right now, so beating them really wasn't a huge moment for us, but it's always nice to kick the hell out of Boston.
That is facts. The pitching looks pretty good. But moving on, Dwayne Casey had some comments about Killian Hayes. The Summer League starts this Sunday.
Yeah, it does.
I'm excited for that, and we're excited to see Killian hit the floor for the first time in a long time. He's been injured, but check what Dwayne Casey had to say about Killian's improved shooting.
About some things that Killian was doing that caught your eye. I also know going into the offseason that shooting was going to be an emphasis for him. What have you seen in that area from him?
Well, it's coming. It's coming along. He's getting his balance. I think that's the number one thing with him. He kind of shooting it sideways, one-footed, and just getting his balance, getting to his position, his spot, and making sure he's getting his feet set, his body weight in the right position, and getting his balance, and he's been doing that.
And there you have it, Dwayne Casey commenting on Killian Hayes shooting, and I'm excited to see this guy touch the floor for the Summer League, man.
Yeah, Sunday, 8:30, ESPN2. Not only we get to see Killian back in action, but our first look at Cade, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about what we expect of Cade in the Summer League coming up in just a little bit on Woodward Sports. But you got one more story, Jeff, in your news?
Listen. That's actually all I got for my news today until what's trending. So there you have it.
Oh, well, we're not going to talk about the football game last night, man?
Oh, we'll do the football game. I love football. Hey, listen. The Cowboys last night put up a three points on the damn scoreboard.
Right.
They had Ben DiNucci out there, Cooper Rush. Ben DiNucci looked trash as always, but I was just so glad to see football, and I was glad to see the rookies because Micah Parsons played pretty well.
Dude, he played out of his mind.
Yeah, dude was getting turnovers.
He was out there. The guy's so fast.
But who disappointed me a little bit? Najee Harris. I mean, that guy is a beast, and he's going to be a beast. But he didn't do a whole lot last night. Obviously, this Cowboys defense is looking very much turned around, like flipped around in the sun, because last year this defense was atrocious, and I know it's preseason, but I like Micah Parsons, I like Jabril Cox. They got a lot of young guys building around this Cowboys defense, so it was fun to see football again.
Yeah, it felt good. That's all I can say is it just felt good.
Well, you guys have to wait a whole week for football. I've got football tonight.
Well, who's playing tonight?
Rough Riders, and it just left my mind. Rough Riders and Lions.
Oh, the Lions play tonight?
They play tonight at 9:30.
Nice.
So it should be another good game. It was a good game last night. You guys missed it. Wink, wink, wink. You'll see a video in my facts.
Oh, nice. Fish Facts coming up right around 9:50 right here on Woodward Sports.
Of Australia.
But no, it was just nice to see football again. And even though it was the Cowboys, who I hate, but Cowboys Steelers classic matchup. both teams, it's the first game of preseason. Your starters are maybe going to play a rep. Ben Roethlisberger was in a hoodie, so they weren't fully giving it to you, but it was interesting to see like the new offense that the Steelers are going to run. A lot of pre-snap motion, which was interesting to see. I did love seeing Micah Parsons fly around the field. But overall, man, the fact that it's officially here. Like, NFL season is officially here as of last night. It just makes you feel good. It makes you feel warm. And I'm ready for it, man. This is the last, football's here till the end of February now.
Yeah, I think there won't be, after last night, every single weekend has football from here on out for the next, 20-something weeks or whatever. So let's go!
So ready for it. What's up, Fish?
Can they do an actual Hall of Fame game?
Like with Hall of Famers?
Yes.
Just 50-year-old men going at it?
Instead of a Hall of Fame game that has nothing to do with Hall of Fame?
I mean, there may be a potential Hall of Famer that played last night.
Okay, but I want actual, like a proper Hall of Fame game.
Yeah,
actual
these
Hall
guys
of
are
Famers.
old as hell, Fish. You think they're going to be chop blocking each other and whatnot?
They should. The Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
They have the Pro Bowl and they don't even play, so the Hall of Fame game could just be this or that.
Yeah, the
It'd
Pro
just
Bowl
be cool to see some of the best people out there, even if they don't try. Calvin Johnson out there catching balls from Peyton Manning.
Hey, Calvin might pull something out there, man. He even says it himself. Like, when I try and do these exercises with these young wide receivers, I'm sore as hell. So I would love to see these old guys, man, on the field like that.
Maybe like a Hall of Fame 7-on-7 or flag football.
Yeah, flag.
There's no way we could put these old ass dudes in pads, Fish. No way.
Well, they should.
No, they'll die.
Hey, someone said Hall of Fame game like the current Los Angeles Lakers. Just a bunch of old ass dudes trying to play again.
Well, thank you for Jeff's news. And coming up next, you got some funny trending videos that you found?
Cannot wait.
All right, we're going to do Jeff. What's trending with Jeff coming up next right here on Woodward Sports.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back.
Oh, we're going right into it. We're going right into it. Bring the camera back. You know what? This is Jeff. Look, I gotta do the halo hair real quick. This is what's trending with Jeff. I got the hair today going on. So you know what? We're starting off with a.
Well, wait. We've had some people ask about a story you missed in your news.
Okay, listen. The space dogs. We got to get into it. Stick. You can speak for yourself on this subject.
Fish. You were right. We shouldn't have celebrated the regular season championship. We lost in the championship game last night.
I never said you couldn't celebrate, but I want you to celebrate on that day and then
put it away. Right.
Done. Instead of Joy holding up the trophy, thinking he's the best, which he was on that night.
Yep.
And he may have been last night, but we've seen a lot of teams who do that, and they end up. Now, you guys did make it to the final. I'll give you credit, because some teams don't even make it out of the first round after winning the tournament. So, you guys made it pretty far.
Thank you, Fish. Yeah. The final score, I hope you took the over on mybookie.com last night.
Football game. Are you sure you weren't playing football?
The final score was 37-34. The game took 2 hours and 15 minutes when the games normally take an hour. We were down, I believe, 22-3 at one point. Then we put up 21 runs in the inning to take the lead 24-22. Then they put up 8 runs to go back up 30-24. And then, it was just a little bit back and forth between then. But honestly, it was such a fun game. Scoring 21 runs in an inning was hilarious. I live streamed it last night on my personal Stick from Woodward Sports Facebook page. Yeah. And I just set up the camera at the back end of the dugout. And, it's not the best coverage. But you could go back and watch the roundabout for 21 runs in one inning. Yes, we did lose. Congratulations to the Shotgunners. Bunch of good guys. They're fun to play against, but we had those bastards.
And people wanted the action. They got the action. Like 60 runs. That's like a youth basketball
71
game.
runs.
Oh, my God. 71.
37 to 34, man.
Yeah, that's a youth basketball game for kids, man. That's a shit ton of scoring.
It was crazy. I didn't get home till like 10 o'clock last night. My wife thought I was out celebrating. It was like, no, the game was 2 hours. Like, that's where I was this whole time.
Putting in that work.
So yeah, fall ball starts in 3 weeks. So more
By the way,
Space Dog talk
did the trophy look the exact same as the regular season one? Did you see the trophy?
I did see the trophy, and I saw them celebrating with it. And yeah, it's pretty damn close to the other one.
Okay.
And just to confirm, Joik did or did not play in this game?
Joik showed up like Walt Frazier, just out of nowhere, coming in, Game 7, and I thought for sure that was the sign we were going to win. But what's up, Alex?
No, I was just going to ask you, how do you guys do at the plate? You strike out?
Me? No. Dude, I had 2 really good hits, right? And I had 3 walks. And that's it. And I grounded out once. So out of my 6 at-bats, 3 of them were walks. And like that pissed me off because I really wanted to hit the damn ball. But, you know, I'm not going to swing at crap. But
I saw Adam with the diving attempt in like the 2nd inning. I thought he was going to be out for the rest of the game.
He took a softball to the face.
Did he?
Adam was bleeding out of his mouth.
Wait, when did that happen?
2nd inning.
And he got clipped with a ball to the face?
Like a hard shot right to the shortstop. Adam was playing shortstop. He dove to his left to try to get it. It popped up and boom, right in the face. It was
Put your bodies on the line out there.
Oh, it was all business last night, baby. 37 to 34. God, we had those guys too. But yeah, that's the update on the Space Dog. Thanks everybody for asking in the comments. Appreciate that you're invested in the Space Dogs. But yeah, fall ball doubleheaders start in 3 weeks.
Yeah, right back to the action.
But so let's get into what's trending with Jeff.
Today on What's Trending with Jeff for the first video, we got speaking of youth basketball, this is women's, and look at this nasty, embarrassing crossover this young lady did. I wonder if she's ever crossed 2 people into each other.
Oh my goodness.
They're still on the ground, dude. Like that. If you reach a point in basketball where you cross 2 people into each other, you won.
Woo!
You won the game. Look.
I've seen that on the football field.
Yeah.
I used to play with this kid. His name was Maurice Seawright. Probably the best athlete I've ever seen out of Pontiac, Michigan. The dude was insane. And you would literally, we had this play, it was called a 90 now, which the quarterback just snapped the ball and throw it right to him on the outside. And he would literally make defenders crash into each other all the time. It was crazy, but they knocked, those two girls were out.
I need a reaction from the coach when that happens, and I need a reaction from those 2 girls when that happens. Because if I get knocked out, from my teammate from trying to do something like that, I'm fuck this. I'm turning my everything in. I'm turning my towel in. I'm going to the bench, and I'm chilling for the rest of the game.
Right.
But this next one, we're going to baseball now, and or not baseball. We're actually going to go to even something more scarier. Could you imagine doing something like this? People are crazy in the world. But imagine the shit that people do on top of sandhills. Look at what this guy did, and it makes me dizzy just looking at it.
Is it skateboards to the ankle?
No skateboards, but backwards handstands.
Oh, yeah.
This is it's kind of entertaining to watch because you want to see if he's going to eat crap or not.
Good
what is
Lord.
happening?
He just keeps going.
That is...
There's only one way that ends.
What is your thought process when doing this, number one, and what the hell are you getting out of it?
While doing it, I think you think you're looking pretty sweet. Afterwards, I think you are dying. You're dizzy. You're on the ground. It's hot. You're laying there. Yeah, that's tough.
That's an idiotic thing to do. Fish, what do you think about that? Would you try that? And what are your thoughts on people doing dumb shit like that?
If I would try that, I would just bury my head in the sand like an ostrich and die. So I would not try that. But it looks cool to do. I would never think of trying that. I would do the skateboard thing way before I would do the handstand over sand.
Yeah, how dizzy that man must be. And he's eating sand. Every time he does a backflip, his hair, he's brushing against the sand. So he's got a mouthful of sand.
Oh, and he's kicking it up from the feet. Ooh, good point.
He's kicking it up. It's just, I had to show that video because it was trending and it made absolutely zero sense. Tweeted out by our guy, Martin Lawrence, actually. So
Martin?
Yeah.
Martin?
Yes. He tweeted it. He was even more astonished than we are to see it. But, Moving on, listen, this is so ridiculous. I had to show it. Imagine you announce baseball games, right? You did some
color commentary. Yep.
Keller. Okay, imagine if you're in the booth and a flying ball comes flying your way. Check this out.
Skeeter's the only other team aside from the Patriots and the Ducks with double-digit.
So this guy's commentating on it.
1-1. Cordula swings and fouls it off towards the broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball. I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that.
I love that.
He calls his own, and I make the catch.
And it's a 1-2.
That's amazing. Let's watch this again.
Yeah, watch it one more time. I love how he gasses himself up. I love it. He makes the catch.
The broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball. I am very proud of myself.
I am very proud of myself.
As I caught it on the
that
fly.
is funny. I love the. I'm very proud of myself. Well, have you ever come close? Has a foul ball even come close to you while you're in there?
No,
Like, what
it's
are the
one of my
chances?
biggest disappointments in life. Honestly, like I can't even count how many professional baseball games. Never even had a ball close to me.
And this dude gets right in the booth. Fish,
You know,
what do you guys say?
if you go to batting practice early, you can talk to like ball hawkers, like professional people that catch baseballs for a living. You can talk to them, and they'll tell you, oh, when Miguel Cabrera hits against this pitcher, you want to be section 17, row 18, just to the left side of the wall, but not too far. You want to go left of the pizza truck. they'll tell you like where to go, and
They have the
pretty smart
scouting
people.
report. They have the shift on for his foul balls.
Oh, they got like a whole like 8 paragraphs of batters and pitchers of who's pitching, how he throws, what ball he normally throws, if it's a fastball up and in the plate, how he's gonna. They're pretty wild.
That is wild.
Fish, if they're gonna keep it and sell it like Joey, you got to be professional. You got to catch these balls and make that dough.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it for today on What's Trending with Jeff.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate that. And yeah, we got a new trailer dropped for one of my favorite TV shows, or I guess you can't even say TV show anymore because it's not on TV. It's on Netflix.
And this is what I wanted to ask you. Like, explain this show to me because it's coming back. But what happened?
All right, we'll get into that. We'll talk about that next, right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from All Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Cannot wait for that show to start next Thursday. It's called The Bottom Line with Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermani. There's going to be some great sports talk right here on Woodward Sports, so make sure that you've downloaded our app right now. It's in the Google or Apple Play Store, or Apple or Google Play Store right now, and it's absolutely free. So download it so you can listen to Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermani talk Detroit sports. And Braylon, he promised to bring the heat, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he says, especially come Michigan season. It's going to be interesting to see his take on the team. If they have a repeat of last year with only 2 wins, I'm assuming Braylon's going to be pretty pissed about it.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear some intelligent takes and some gems being dropped from these guys, you got to tune into this show, man. I mean, people are going to love it.
Yep. August 12th, 2 to 4, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. So make sure, like I said, you have the app or you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. So it's Friday. You know, we can loosen up a little bit, right?
Yeah, of course.
Favorite TV shows, we can talk about that.
Let's do it.
So Cobra Kai. That is my favorite Netflix series that has ever come out. My favorite sequel to anything that has ever been done, period.
So, like we said before the break, like, not familiar with the show. I heard it was off. Now it's back. Explain the show to me and how the hell it got taken off air.
Okay, so are you familiar with Karate Kid?
Yes.
You've seen 1, 2, and 3.
I've seen one movie of them. I understand. I'm familiar with
Not the Jaden Smith, not the bullshit one.
The older ones,
The
yes.
real one,
Not
with
all
Daniel
three, though.
LaRusso.
Haven't seen all 3 of them, but yes, I've seen one.
So what Cobra Kai has done is they've taken like the drama and every character from the 1, 2, and 3 of the original Karate Kid, and they've just integrated them to where like Johnny, who was the guy, the sweep the leg, that was Johnny. He's the guy who beat Daniel LaRusso, or who fought Daniel LaRusso in the finals of the tournament in the first one, and they were rivals throughout pretty much the whole thing. Well, they continue that rivalry, except it's kind of role reversal now. Like you look at Johnny as kind of the good guy, and Daniel's kind of the prick.
Yeah.
So like they've kind of role reversed, and Daniel's lived his entire life off being the All Valley Championship, and then they have kids, and Johnny has a boy, and Daniel has a girl, and of course they intertwine and they get into karate matches and stuff like that. So like the whole lead up to it is amazing, but just standalone, Cobra Kai stands alone on itself. It's just so much better if you know all the backstories that come with it. But Cobra Kai, I think it's just like anything Netflix does. Like they do a season, they test it, and then it's like, oh, that worked. And then 2 years later, they start coming out with more seasons.
It always takes like 2 years for these dudes to get another one out. But my question to you, so you basically said like, if someone hasn't or not familiar with the Karate Kid movie, you could start the series and still be like, all right, I get what's going on.
And that's what I mean by it being so good. It stands alone, but if you watch all 3 and then have the backstory, like when he goes to Japan,
it's even better.
They integrate some of the people from Japan over here. Like it really, they've done an incredible job. It really. I haven't been in love with a Netflix show like this one, and they released the trailer for season 3, and I'm excited. Here's 30 seconds of greatness.
Fasten your gi. Tie your belt. Karate is coming to the world's biggest stage, where legends are born. Welcome back to the All Valley Karate Tournament. The soul of the valley is on the line.
Have the Man Boys filled you in on the whole mortal enemy karate dojo battling for the soul of the valley thing?
December, baby. December.
Oh, God. I'm going to watch this show again. I swear to God. I got to get into it.
Dude, the worst part about Netflix shows, though, is like you wait so long, then you binge watch it all in a weekend, and it's over.
Yeah, that happened to me with a couple of shows. One of my favorite shows on Netflix is Dexter, and that's kind of my like
great
guilty,
show.
Yeah,
they're coming back with that too.
Yes, I cannot wait. It's on like Paramount now instead of Netflix, but I'm excited to see that show because Dexter was kind of my like guilty pleasure. Like I was like, man, this show is so sick, but it's so great, and I love seeing shows like that. And now we got Cobra Kai coming back, so I got to check this one out.
Yeah, and we want to know if you're watching right now, drop it in the chat. Like, what is your favorite or guilty pleasure show? Because clearly mine is Cobra Kai. And you said Dexter.
Yeah,
I love Dexter. There's a meme going around about, like, what fake TV death hurt you the most? And I always reply, spoiler alert coming if you haven't seen Dexter, but I always reply, Rita.
Yeah.
When Rita got murked, I felt it, man. It made me sad. And I know she's fictional and still alive in real life, but it made me sad. I was like invested in her for some reason.
Yeah, like because the main thing was how weird Dexter was and his interesting life, and Rita comes in and you're like, wow, she's there, but yeah, like you said, that was legit anger and people watching that show. Like if you get connected to Dexter and Rita, and then she's murdered in that bathtub, and you're just like, God damn it. Things that's what I love about certain shows though. Like they don't give a shit and they just twist everything and it just throws you off. And that Dexter kept me in there, man. I was in there every single season.
Yeah, Game of Thrones was like that too. I really didn't watch it, but from everybody that I know that loved it, it was like you didn't know who was gonna die week to week. It could be your favorite character and done. That's the show.
The best kind of shows right there.
Fish, you don't watch a lot of TV, but did you ever have like one show that you go to?
A few years ago, Full House.
Full House?
Full House was a show that I would watch.
Okay. Like the original or Fuller House?
No, the original.
I was going to ask you.
I do know they rebooted the Fuller House. I've not seen any of that. I honestly have no interest in that, but I loved Full House when it was the old one when it was on.
Because, Fish, you already answered my question. I was going to say, what do you think about Fuller House? Like, shows getting brought back like that, like where you're like, screw this show, or you're like, all right, I'll give it a try, and I'll see what it got.
Yeah, we're getting some comments on
this.
I'm
okay with them bringing it back. I mean, they do it. It's actually good because you get to see the character development when they're older.
Right.
They're doing the same thing with Friends, right? Or they had a reunion,
They had a reunion. I didn't even watch that. I'm a pretty big
wasn't really a
Friends
show.
person. But, yeah, I didn't even watch that. Just because usually, like, reunion shows suck. You know? Like, they gotta actually, like, build a whole storyline for a whole season, not just give me, like, an hour of them sitting around reminiscing. It's like, all right, cool. We know you
they're just
did
gonna
it.
talk about their favorite. Well, it's cool to get the perspective of what their favorite moments are and how they felt in this moment, and was there tension when no one thought there was tension, and
right.
I like the reunion side of that. I just don't like sometimes when they feel like shows are sometimes forced to like come back, like they're all older and
they do them all the time,
and they're forcing them to come back, and it's just like, nah, you should have just ended it as it is. Like iCarly's coming back. Like, there's all kinds of shows coming back.
iCarly's coming back.
Like,
You excited about that, Jeff?
Oh, I'm very excited. No, I'm just joking. But like shows like that, I see commercials for. I'm like, why? Like I saw those as kids. Like, why are you bringing them back? Just leave them in the past. They were great shows, but you're just gonna fucking ruin it.
Mr. In-Between. I have not seen Mr.
They don't
In-Between.
consider it ruining, though. They consider it
Yellowstone,
bringing it back,
Schitt's
I
Creek.
guess.
Like remaking it.
Yeah, remaking
Have
it.
you guys seen Ted Lasso?
No.
I feel like, Fish, you would love Ted Lasso. It's about a soccer coach.
I have seen it.
Do you like
okay.
it?
It's okay.
Is it funny? I haven't seen it, but everybody says it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
It's okay if you're a soccer person. They had him do stuff like 8 years ago.
I cried when Lashley dies. Sincerely, Maz. Let's see. Any other guilty pleasures? What about you, Alex? Do you have any weird, random shows or just something you're addicted to on like Netflix?
I don't watch a ton. I watch more reality stuff probably. Like I'm
love reality shows too.
big in. I always like cop shows. I was disappointed when they stopped like Live PD.
Oh, that
and stuff like
broke
that.
my heart.
So,
My heart. I felt a fracture in my heart.
Oh wow!
I
Fish.
loved Live PD. That was the best show ever.
yeah, every Friday and Saturday night.
Hey, my girlfriend, we still watch the Live PD YouTube clips. Like there's like 20-minute like little mini episodes, and we'll watch the shit.
Yeah, it's always Florida, South Carolina, Indiana, Texas.
We need some Detroit Live PD.
Yeah, no, they couldn't handle that. The world could not handle that. People are saying Ozark. Did you guys ever watch Ozark?
I've seen the first episode of Ozark. I just never continued, but it's a good show. It's just mostly me not committing to shows, but I heard it was okay. It was pretty good.
Outer Banks. Started watching Outer Banks a couple weeks ago. It's okay. It's. I love treasure hunt stuff, so like it kind of got me on the treasure hunt.
Have you ever seen Prison Break?
No.
Wow, okay. The Prison Break's a great show.
Is that with the brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
And the brother's a genius. The other one gets in prison. The genius breaks him out.
Yeah, they switch or something like that.
That's a good show. I mean, that's another Fish can kind of like it goes back to what we were saying earlier when a show ends and they try to like force it back. That was kind of forced back and then they just quickly shut it down. But it was a great show when it was on, man. Like that's another like guilty pleasure show. Prison Break and all that badass stuff. Like if you like that stuff, check out Prison Break.
And I've been watching clips of Bar Rescue. Zach just said that.
Yeah, Bar Rescue.
I used to be addicted to Bar Rescue. Like John Taffer used to be my hero. Like I wanted to be a John Taffer and go around Detroit and help clubs and stuff actually get better hosts and better DJs and offer a better experience. But it's so crazy some of the nasty ass bars that he walks into. And same thing with like Gordon Ramsay when he does the restaurant thing.
Gordon.
Like it always makes me question going into any restaurant because like the facade may look awesome, but the kitchen may be a nightmare.
Have you ever seen the show? What is it? Where they
Speaking of kitchen nightmares, that actually is a show.
I know.
Have you guys ever seen the show Extreme Makeover Home Edition, where they get out the way and they're like, move
Oh, yeah.
that van,
Yeah. Oh,
and they
yeah.
move the van? Like those shows I used to watch too. Like any house makeover show, like that was always entertaining to me because I'm like, dang, these people got nice houses.
Yeah. I'm just so excited for Cobra Kai, man.
Yeah, let's
you
go,
got to
man.
get into it, Jeff. Like I think you
I
would
will.
really like it.
I'm on it. Book it. I got Netflix, and I'm looking for new shows. It's coming out in a couple months. Let's do it. I'm on it.
Awesome. Well, if you got any more guilty pleasure shows that you guys watch, please drop them in the comments right now. We want to know what you love, what you like, but obviously Cobra Kai coming back in December, and it's going to be a great show. Like I said, I'm probably going to binge watch it all in one weekend, so I will ruin it.
Speaking of possible reboots, is Star Wars a possible reboot? Like they come out with new stuff every year, it seems like.
Yeah, now that Disney
Like
owns Star Wars, they
episode
have pimped
59,
Yep.
The Last King or something.
Those are never going to stop yet since Disney owns it.
Yeah, now that Disney owns it,
But is that
I used to
considered a
be
reboot?
a Star Wars guy, caught up on everything, but now it's like this offshoot, this one over here, and it's like, okay, I lost track. I lost track of Star Wars.
But is that considered a reboot?
I don't
Or is
think
that
so.
just considered part of the show?
Yeah, continuation.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. Star Wars, Disney's doing a great job. I want to go to Disneyland or, Epcot where they have the new Star Wars land. It's huge, I guess.
Is that Florida?
Yeah, in
Land's
Orlando.
Florida, World is
I would
California.
love to go to that.
I always get those confused.
All right, enough of the show talk.
Yeah.
Let's get into some sports
Some
talk.
sports.
Cade Cunningham making his debut in a Pistons uniform this weekend. It's Sunday at 8:30. The Summer League starts, and we're going to give our projections on what we think Cade is going to deliver coming up next right here on Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us and listening on the app and listening everywhere that you are right now and watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the subscribes, the likes, the shares, all of it. So thank you guys so much. One thing I appreciate, Cade Cunningham here in Detroit, and we get our first look at him in Vegas this weekend for the NBA Summer League. And looking at this roster, did you see the Summer League roster?
Yeah, I did check it out.
So Sadiq Bey is going to be there, Cade Cunningham, Sekou, Luka, Killian, Saban Lee, Isaiah Livers, and Isaiah Stewart, and then a bunch of other guys that are from all over the place, but, they're going to be there. Tyler Cook, you got Blake Francis, you got Grant Jarrett, Spencer Littleson. So a bunch of guys I'm not too familiar with, but the main core is going to be there.
And what's crazy is that pretty much that whole Summer League roster plays in NBA games. So, like I said earlier a couple days ago, I expect us to win this damn Summer League because we have a talented roster. And for Cade individually, I have high expectations for him. Obviously, he's the number one pick. But in terms of, what are we realistically expecting? I expect him to be solid in terms of his aggressiveness. I want him to be aggressive, keep attacking the basket. I'm not really focused on his shooting percentage or turnovers, stuff like that. That stuff will fix itself when the season starts. He could come out and have a bad shooting night, but as long as he's taking shots and he's showing that he's willing to take shots is all I'm looking for. I just want to see how he plays with the other guys. Like you said, the whole Summer League roster, pretty much a lot of guys that are going to play this year immediately. So I'm excited to see just the gel of these guys and Cade leading the pack.
Yeah. It's like the anticipation, it didn't take long for the payoff. I love it. The draft happened 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, boom, that next week we're playing with Cade in a Piston jersey. So to me, that's exciting, watching him play and just, they keep using the term connector when they talk about Cade. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to use him on the court. And is he going to be the facilitator? Is he going to take over games? What strategy is he going to take early on, especially with these young guys? Because with the young guys, he should be the clear runaway leader. But, once the regular season starts and he's playing with a Jeremy Grant and stuff like that, I think there'll be more of a communal aspect to the leadership. But in Summer League, this has to be Cade's time to shine.
Yeah, the Summer League, it's Cade time. He's going to get the ball, in that fourth quarter. He's going to get the ball most of the possessions. Obviously, Killian's on the team, so he'll get his fair share of handling the ball and dishing it off. But, man, I expect Cade to have if people, we think he's going to be a great, passer and a great playmaker and everything else is going to be great with Cade. But this is his time to show it. Go out there and play with these guys and ball out. And I want to see some fancy things from him, not from game one, but just throughout the Summer League. I want to see what he has. Let's see if he has that flair. Let's see what he's getting. Because we haven't really seen him since Oklahoma State. He didn't have great teammates to pass the ball to. So I want to see him just let it loose. Throw some passes. Throw some behind the backs. I just want to see him get loose, honestly, before the NBA season starts.
So they got 5 games, right? So over the course of these 5 games, over under 20 points average per game for Cade.
I'll go under just maybe because I could see him get like 18, 19. I could like maybe averaging that. Like I could see a game where we'll go for 25. I could see a game where you might get 13. And then I could see a game where it's kind of like a balance. So I'm gonna go under, but it's not gonna be far under, maybe like a point or whatever. But if he averages above 20 in summer league, we got a real deal. I mean, if he's getting like 25 a game, like I'm gonna be excited for him to touch the floor.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be over, and he's got to be over, honestly. Like, this is like I said, this is his time to take over and show us what he's got. Fish has been doubting him since day one, saying, I've never seen him play against pros. Well, he's going to play against some pros this weekend, and if he could get those 20 points a game, I'm taking the over on that. What about assists, though? Let's go over under 6 assists through those 5 games.
I'm going to go under again, because I could see him getting like 5.5. See, it's a little under. Like, I think a more interesting would be like 5.5 over under. Maybe I'd be like hesitant because I could see him getting like 5.9 but I don't know about 6-7 assists in summer league. Like that would be impressive. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll go under again by like an assist, not much under.
See, I'm going over again. I'm going over. I think I'd like to see him average 20 and 7.
Okay.
Like, that's where I really want him to be playing in this summer league, because if he can get to that point, it's like, all right, this guy's an all-around solidified player. He's the man. He can do it, right? And then we want to see what he looks like on the defensive end.
Which that'll be there. I think his rebounding and his steals and stuff like that, that'll take care of itself because he's going to be locking fools up. I believe that. And the rebounding will be there. It's just, like you said, the playmaking, his scoring, and it's not that I don't have confidence he's going to do well. It's just like everybody has an adjustment period, and he only has 5 games to really get get the NBA game under his belt, and I think he'll play well. But it's always good to have disagreements, because if you guys have your opinions, drop them in the chat. I want to hear what people think over-unders on his scoring, his playmaking, whatever. But the main thing is just getting him out there and letting him play.
Yeah, what's funny to me is the rosters came out for the summer league team, and at Oklahoma State, Cade was listed at 6'8", right? 6'8", 7-foot wingspan. You heard it over and over and over and over again. You know what he's listed on the summer league roster?
I know. You could say it.
6'6".
Yeah, they can't hide him no more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and it makes more. It makes me a little more happy because 6'6", number one, like. I get it. He's a point guard. I mean, 6'6", 6'8", I'm thinking he can play 4 positions and all this. 6'9", you can play all 4 positions, but it makes sense. I mean, the guy's a point guard, and although he can switch among like 3-4 positions, it's what he is. But I just think it's funny when people get to the NBA, it's almost like, all right, dude, we're not measuring you with your damn shoes on. Take them off. I know the college does it with your little 2 inches on shoes. Take those damn things off.
And it's just funny to me how rosters beef up. Like, did you ever play high school sports?
Yeah.
Did they ever lie about your age and height?
I was 6'1". I'm 5'11.5". But you know what? You don't got to say it. I just tell everyone I'm 6'1". All right.
Yeah, when I was in high school, like they had me listed at like 6'4", like 220, and I was probably like 6'1", maybe like 190. But on the football roster, it looked like we had some big boys playing.
Yeah.
And it's funny how teams do that. It's just like a psychological thing that they take on for some reason.
Yeah, like especially, I mean, you see it a 6'8" guy, a 6'9" guy. It's like, all right, yep, this guy can do a lot more things. I don't know why the 3 inches matters, but it trust me, in NBA, it kind of does. I mean, that 3 inches is between you playing the 4 spot or going back to your little 1, 2, 3. So I just found it was funny. As soon as I saw the roster and I saw the inches, I was like, oh god. They couldn't hide him. We couldn't just lie. Just put 6'8". We don't need the other teams knowing how tall he is until we get on that damn floor with him.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know that. We drafted a 6'8" guy and he shrunk. It's okay.
That's all.
It's okay.
It's not a big deal.
As far as we talked about assists, we talked about scoring. What about like steals? How do you think he's going to perform defensively this weekend?
I could see him getting above like 1.5 steals. I mean, I could see him stripping guys clean. I think the over-under will do like 1.5. Like, do you see him going closer to 2 or closer to 1? I'd say over. I could see him get like 1.7, like almost 2 steals a game, because he's going to be versing guys that aren't very talented. I mean, it is summer league, so it's rookies and guys that are trying to make the league. So I could see him picking guys' pockets.
Okay, well, let's move beyond Cade. Outside of Cade, what else are you watching this weekend?
On the team itself?
Yeah.
It's got to be Killian. Like I said, like that is one of the guys I was so excited last year that, the Tyrese Halliburton pick, everyone looks back on it now. It was, Now, it happens, and you know what? We took our guy, and we don't know if he's a bust yet, but we know Tyrese is a better player as of now. That's why I'm looking forward to Killian. Like, what do you got? Because we drafted him. He was a tremendous passer. He's tall, long, he can defend, but I'm kind of, it's like you could say all these things, but you actually have to like do the shit on the floor. So that's what I'm excited for. It's Killian, and you throw Sekou in there just because I like the kid. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Killian and Cade play together and how they're going to play off of each other. That to me, that blend, if those two can click and become like, Batman and Robin and best friends and, read each other's minds and understand where they're going to be and stuff like that, like, to me, that's the future of the Pistons, is those two having to have that type of relationship together, similar to an Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, or, a Chauncey Billups and a Rip Hamilton. Like, whenever we've been successful, the point guard and the shooting guard have been almost inseparable.
Yeah, and more importantly, they both could shoot, most of those guys. Like, so I want to see Killian shoot the ball. We know Cade, he's got a streak, he can shoot the ball, especially we saw it in college. But Killian, I want to see, because the only way you can truly play off ball is if you could shoot. Because Killian can play off ball all he wants, but if you're sitting in the corner bricking shots, you're not going to play off ball very much. So Cade can do that. He can play off ball. He can play on ball. He can do whatever. So that's where I'm looking for Killian. Like, I want to look at him more so when Cade's running the ball up, and Killian's not even involved in the play yet. He's just sitting. He's ready to shoot because, he didn't shoot very well last year, and he shot free throws well, and free throws are always a sign you can at least shoot somewhat of the ball. You just need to work on that. So it's Killian shooting for me. Like you said, I want to see him play together, but I want to see him knock down shots. That's what I'm looking for Killian.
Yeah, D-Town is predicting for Cade Cunningham he'll average 18, 7, and 7.
Oh wow, that's a big jump. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying from like 6 points a game and 5 assists to 18, 7, and 7. Maybe he can, but that would be I would be astonished if he did that. I'd be very proud.
But those are the numbers you want to see out of him. Honestly,
for sure.
Like, you want to see those well-rounded. I don't want Cade to just be a scorer. If Cade's just a scorer, that's bad news for the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be the facilitator. He also needs to be the rebounder. He needs to play defense. And that's why when we were talking about Jalen Green a little bit yesterday, he's a scorer, and that's all he's ever going to be, is a scorer. He's not going to be a lockdown defender. He's not going to be that guy. With Cade, you get that rounded game, and that's what we need to see out of him this weekend in Summer League for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's the all-rounded game, and we had the debate with Easy yesterday when you guys did the show. It's like he is the most rounded player in that draft. If anyone believes we should have took Jalen Green, then you got to do research, because you don't take guys that are one-sided on the ball or have insane athleticism. It's based on more than that. I mean, you can ask any NBA scout. I'm excited for Cade to touch the floor, and I'm excited to see this man lock fools up, because offense is great. But I want to see him on defensive side, because, like you said, when we've been good, man, we've been, tearing guys up on defense. I mean, you looked at it with Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups even locking guys down, and back then Bill Laimbeer and Joe Dumars locking guys down. So that's what we're built off of. So if Cade can play both sides, he's going to fit right into the city of Detroit.
Yeah, well, 4 games this weekend. The 5th is to be determined. Not this weekend. The 4 games start this weekend. The 5th game to be determined, and we'll find out who. But, yeah, we're going to get a one-on-one matchup between Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green in Game 2 of Summer League, which is pretty awesome. Love to see that. And we'll find out how they blend. And, it's the first game together. If they're not blending well, don't freak out. But at the same time, if they start blending together, start freaking out, baby, because we go into the playoffs.
Honestly, if we win the Summer League, I'll allow the Art Super Bowl, NBA championship hype. All right, we'll get there. But right now, let's win that damn Summer League.
Well, if you've been paying attention to Lions training camp, you know that there's a camera set up and they ask them random questions as they're coming out. And one of them was pineapple on pizza. We discussed that earlier in the week, and I thought this question was absolutely amazing. And we're going to find out what they asked and what the answers were coming up next right here on Woodward Sports.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom Team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America, Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for waking up and being a part of the show today. We appreciate you, and hopefully you're getting ready to have a great weekend. I know I am. More Olympics, Summer League starting, football's here. It's that almost that perfect time of the year where you get up and there's like steam coming off the lawn and it just smells like football season, you know?
And we're out of the dead space, the like 2-month period of nothing.
What's that? Dead space? Never heard of that before.
Listen, it's the month of nothing, and then now we're getting back into football, summer league, and baseball's still on. So you know what? We're doing good.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. So the Lions, they have a camera set up when people are coming out of their training facility, and they ask random questions. And the random questions are anything, you know, like who's the next president, or, you know, what does pineapple go on pizza? And one of the things that they asked was who would be the worst best man for the Detroit Lions on the team. And we'll get that video up in a second, but I kind of wanted to parlay it into around here at Woodward Sports, and especially it ties into Joey having his bachelor party this weekend. He didn't choose me as his best man. Whatever. That's okay. Not going to hold that personal, but, you know, whatever. It's his brother's, so.
Okay, you know, we'll let it slide.
There's nothing you can do about family, right? Nothing you can do about family. But who in this building that works with us would be the worst best man? I'm talking about, like, planning the bachelor party, like, being there for you on your wedding day, like, showing up, making sure they had the rings and all of that good stuff.
Is all people on limits? Is everything on limits?
Everybody.
Listen,
well, you
Fish,
kind of already know
before
who
I
I'm
say who it
choosing.
is, can you guess who I picked as my worst best man? And if you're right, it'll be funnier.
I already know who I picked, but
Okay, I'll say mine first. I picked Mikey, and I love Mikey to death.
Wow.
But I know his high IQ dad jokes would sabotage the party.
Oh, dude, imagine his best man's speech.
Oh my God, it would be the most awkward silence, but then some laughter here and there. But yeah, it would be Mikey. And the random flexing, I know he loves his random flexing.
He does.
I don't want him around my wife or any of that with his big biceps. So it'd have to be Mikey in my opinion for
why?
Because
you're worried he'll steal your girl. Is that why?
Definitely Fish. I mean, you see that man flexing? He's a strong
I
human.
have seen that before.
And his dad jokes, Fish. Don't forget about his dad jokes.
Yeah, Mikey definitely would be an interesting one. What about you, Fish? If you're getting married, who is the last person you would want to be your best man in the most kindest way?
Well, pretty easy answer. Love this guy. He's got to be Joik Bell.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Joik?
Really? I don't know. I just think, you know, he comes with 2 minutes left before the show.
He would show up 5 minutes before the wedding or the bachelor party.
And hopefully he has everything ready to go.
But I will tell you this, Joik would be great at throwing the bachelor party.
Oh, yeah.
He would.
He would have some great connections. He would be able to get into a lot of places. Like, I don't know, man. Joik would be a good one to have on your squad.
Well, just in terms of showing up on time and having the stuff would be, will he have all the things you need? But in terms of throwing a good party, A+. So it depends if you want to throw up the pros and cons. You want someone reliable but won't throw a good party, or do you want someone that may or may not do good things but throws a great party?
And I want to say that
pick and choose.
With Joik, it's tough because I don't want my best man being better looking and more richer than me because that's a problem. Some bridesmaids are leaving with him. So
I was going to say, next thing you know, there's no bridesmaids.
Yeah, so you got to watch with Joik. You know, he's too fresh.
So I was thinking about this question last night, and honestly, we have so many good people here, and it's tough to like pick out one person that I wouldn't want to be my best man, because I literally love all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like the family that we've built here over the past 8 months and in this building that works together every day, and you know, we've become friends and we do fun stuff here at the network, but we also work very hard together. God. The worst best man. Fish, I hate to do it, but I got to go with you, man.
Yay!
I got to go with you because here's what I'm picturing with Fish's speech, his best man speech.
Oh, I didn't even think about the speech.
Right. Well, they just got married.
Joik's
We don't know
speech
if this
would be
is
cool.
going to last. Like, I could totally see Fish saying that, or, you know.
No, but
he says he loves her, but I also see him look at girls online, and he likes beach volleyball.
So marriage is different than NBA, right? You date the person you're with in dating, right? So you have experience for like anywhere from a couple months to 9, 10, 11 years. Where in NBA, you don't have that. You just boop, plop them in the team and go. Where dating, you actually know who you're dating with, and you know that person for a period of time, and then you get married. So it's a lot different.
Fish, what if you compare NBA, the league of the NBA is like the marriage league. Like you're dating, you're in that college league, and then you get to the marriage or the NBA, and you're like, holy shit, this could be a lot different. Could you look at it like that too?
You could, but marriage is a lot different than the NBA. You don't look at it like that.
Fish, I think you'd be great at keeping track of the rings, making sure like the detailed work is done, because when you get locked in, you're so focused on things.
Because when I'm doing the speech, which I probably won't be, when I'm doing the speech, it would be, I know this, this, and this.
Right.
Because you've obviously
But you're so
known
blatantly
each
honest
other.
sometimes. Like I could see my wife walking down the aisle and you being like, did she gain weight? Or something like that. like Fish would totally drop a bomb in the middle of the wedding like that. Like
I would not do that.
You would think it.
Possibly, but I would definitely not say that.
Can I add who I think would be the best man?
Yeah,
here?
let's do best men.
I'm gonna go D-Mac because D-Mac not only he would bring all the kush, but he would bring the energy.
Yes.
And he'd bring the greatest speech of all time. I know he would have a great speech because when he speaks, everybody listens to the man. So imagine him speaking in front of like all my guests. Oh my God, that would be legendary.
Yeah, D-Mac puts his heart and soul into everything, and you know if he's speaking, like it's gonna be like meaningful.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just gonna be some plastic ass statement. It's gonna be like, hey man, I watch your soul grow when you're with her and stuff like that. Like D-Mac would really hit home. Yeah. Well, let's see what the Lions had to say when they were posed this question. There was a camera set up right outside training camp, and I love Jamal Williams' response to this.
Oh, it's so many options, honestly. I ain't gonna lie.
Evan Brown.
The worst best man? It's kind of hard, you know. I don't want to put nobody under the bus. Nah, I don't know. I can't do it. I don't have one. I'm sorry.
Mike Floyd, stay out of my wedding.
I love my teammates too much.
Actually, hold up. Actually, one more thing. Happy birthday, Mike. I love you, bro. But stay out of my wedding.
So Jamal Williams, kind of like the same thing. Like, it's tough. These are my teammates. It's tough to throw any one of them under the bus, but it's still funny to think about.
And you know what? You say he said it's tough to throw his teammates under the bus. Did you hear David Blau? He just came out and was like Evan Brown.
Yep.
Just kept walking. Like, he already had the answer predetermined in his head.
And Jelani Tavai, me. Like, that's self-aware right there. Yeah, I'd be a horrible best man.
Yeah, I love self-awareness, like especially from a guy like Tavai, man. He just looks like so much fun. If you brought that guy to a wedding, he'd be jumping on tables. He just looks like a maniac.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Joey's would probably be the best man. Like with all the connections he has, with how much he cares, and like he would do something very, very special for you. I think Joey would be the best man. What about you, Fish? Who do you think would be the best man here at Woodward Sports?
I have no clue.
You have no clue.
I have to pick one person. Can't pick a bunch of people.
You can pick one.
Is
it Maz? I know you wanted to take him on your island.
No, it is not Maz, actually. I would take him on his island. I would consider Maz. Wow.
Maz would get you a regift at your wedding.
Yes.
It'd be a toaster that he got from his.
That is probably true. I don't know. Probably Art, I guess.
All right, there it is. I hope Art comes running in here right now and gives you a big hug.
We know Art would make it hilarious.
Yeah.
Him doing the speech.
And I love you two together. You guys are the best.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Alex, what about you? We haven't heard from you. Best man and worst best man here at the network.
Worst, my first thought was Joik, just because, you know, he'd be late. And he'd show up and be like, oh, I was supposed to bring that?
I was thinking purely based on that. I was thinking just based on he might show up late and he might not have all the things you need. But in terms of party, it would be a great party. So you got to weigh up your options.
All right.
Can you have a plan B, by the way? Can you have a plan B?
Always you should.
Okay.
Always you should. And who do you think would be best?
I would say Joey.
Joey?
Just because he knows what's going on, and he'd kind of... He's your hype man, get you going on your wedding day. So I would pick Joey.
Yeah, and I think Joey's speech would be phenomenal too. Like
it'd be
that's
hilarious.
one thing you gotta consider, and that's why Fish. I'm sorry, you're the worst best man because your speech would be. I could only see it. Like I give these guys 10 years. They're lucky if they make it through the first 2 years without a divorce. I've seen this before.
But that's why I told you dating's different than the NBA.
50% of marriages end in divorce. This may be one of the 50. Fish just listing facts about divorce.
You know, I got to give Adam
That's
some
why
love.
it's different
Hey,
than the NBA.
Fish, I got to give Adam some love. He said no respect around here. Number one, Adam, how funny would that be if that man was your best man? He'd probably sit up there and make his argument with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
on the
that guy
stage.
would definitely call everyone out.
He'd be calling guys out.
Oh, yeah. Listen
Adam,
here.
see-
Your tuxedo fucking sucks. You need to change that shit. That shirt's okay. I would have put a tie on that. That shirt's okay. Maybe put a bow tie instead of the actual tie. You just call people out.
And then he'd feed us some raw meat. Like, pause. Not
That
that
is a
kind of
good
raw
thing.
meat.
That is a good thing though about if Adam was your best man, you'd be eating good.
Yeah.
You'd be eating real damn good. So if you guys got a comment on this, who at the network you think would be the best or worst best man, please let us know. It's always fun to do these. And if you want to extend it to the Lions, you can do that too. Who on the Lions would be the best and the worst best man? Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward show this morning. Coming up next, we got Joey's News with Jeff.
Okay.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
Oh, on today we have Jeff's News, remix of Joey's News. And to start it off, we start with Charles Barkley. Chuck, and he said a very interesting comment last night. He was on a podcast about LeBron and his decisions to join stacked teams. He said LeBron has stacked his teams. Let's be realistic. I would love to get your thoughts on that quote.
It's Charles Barkley. He's awesome. So I love Chuck, and I think anybody who debates that is stupid because he has. That's what he's done. He couldn't get it done by himself in Cleveland. He knew it, so he had to stack a team in Miami. And then once that team started to fade away and they didn't get the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 championships, he had to run away and go join the Kyrie bandwagon and bring Kevin Love in. And then after that, once that fizzled out, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go to L.A. And then when he got there, they didn't win a damn thing. And next thing you know, they all of a sudden, AD's there. And now he's got to recruit Russell Westbrook because they couldn't get it done. And it's just, yeah, this is what LeBron does. Like,
That is
to me, I don't think it's like a blatant knock on him. I don't think it's a bold statement. It's facts.
Yeah, and he's not being disrespectful, and he's just saying the facts. I mean, there's a reason why they call him Le GM. He is he's the GM of every damn team he's been on. But moving on, we got to break down this Steph Curry contract because Joey mentioned it on his news a couple days ago. But to break it down and really see how much he's making. Oh my goodness! $1.70 a second, 102 a minute, 6,000 an hour, 150 almost thousand a day, and then you can see the 53 million a year. I mean, come on, dude.
That is crazy.
That's drug money, and that is if you shoot the ball very well, you have the opportunities to make money like that. So if you got a son and he's shooting that ball. Make him shoot the ball more because he's going to end up like Curry and retire his old damn family.
You got to love Steph Curry, and you just got to love what he's brought to the game and how he's changed the game. And Del Curry's got to be so happy. His dad, like Del Curry is living the dream that LeVar Ball wished he could live.
Oh, 100%. Like he doesn't talk shit for his kids, but his kids are in the NBA, and they're supporting him financially. Like, you're set. You're good.
Yeah.
But moving on, we got Chris Johnson ranking current running backs of the NFL, and check out what he had 1 through 5. If you guys agree or disagree, comment down below. But you got Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, and Christian McCaffrey. Any disagreements with this list, Dick?
I mean, I think there's some other guys. Like, I honestly think Saquon would be on this list if he stayed healthy last year. Like I mentioned earlier, I love Antonio Gibson. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Cam Akers, I was projecting to be kind of a top 5 back this year before he got injured. So there's some other guys I may think about adding to the list, but it's tough to argue with any one of those 5. Like, if you had to start a franchise today and you had a pick at any one of those 5, you're happy.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're not mad at Dalvin Cook. You're not mad at Derrick Henry. You're not mad at CMC, and you're definitely not mad if you get Alvin Kamara. So I don't know, man. Like, they're all great options, but that was last year, and there's always a couple that rise to the top during the next season, and we'll find out who that is this year.
Yeah, moving on. Listen, the Tigers last night won 8-1 against the Boston Red Sox, and Victor Reyes, the first Tiger to have multiple triples in a game since Ian Kinsler in July 17, 2017, and he's the second major leaguer to do so this season. Check out this play he made last night.
Reyes gulps one to right center field. That'll find the gap. 2 runs will score. Reyes will dig for his second triple of the day, and he's got it standing up.
Attaboy, Ray. Nice swing there, too, guys. Robles had some success against the Tigers, but the Tigers...
Yeah, Victor Reyes. I mean, the Detroit Tigers are 44-34 since May 8th and 13-7 since the All-Star break.
It's amazing what's going on with all of Detroit sports right now. It really is. Every one of them is trending up.
Yeah, it's great things to see, especially for the fans. Moving on, we got Aaron Rodgers. This is a pass he made in practice, and I'm not trying to gas him up. I hate the man, but you gotta respect this pass. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous.
Did he throw it into a jugs machine?
No, and this was not edited, I will add. Look at that. That is ridiculous.
Man. It is wild. Like, whenever, the Pro Bowl came around and they used to have those skills competitions, it is wild just how incredibly accurate these quarterbacks are in the league. They used to have, like, moving targets, and you'd have to hit them while they were moving, and just stuff like that, like dropping it in the bucket.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, it would probably take me 75 throws to do once.
Yeah, and they don't list the tries up there, but it's like, I don't know how many tries it took Aaron, but if that's his first try.
Probably one.
Jesus, man.
But that's how good these guys are, man.
Right.
Like, they can pinpoint the ball to guys running 20 miles an hour and get it over the defender's reach, but make sure it's right there in the breadbasket. Like, that's what impresses me so much about any professional athlete, really.
No, it's crazy. I'll stick to Madden. I'll stick to hitting square and circle to pass the ball. But moving on, Dwayne Casey had some words about Killian Hayes and his improved shooting, because this year we're looking forward to the second-year player and his chance to shine on the floor. Check out what he had to say.
About some things that Killian was doing that caught your eye. I also know going into the offseason that shooting was going to be an emphasis for him. What have you seen in that area from him?
Well, it's coming. It's coming along. He's getting his balance. I think that's the number one thing with him. He kind of, shooting it sideways, one-footed, and just getting his balance, getting to his position, his spot, and making sure he's getting his feet set, his body weight in the right position, and getting his balance. And he's been doing that.
Man, love to hear that from Dwayne. Like, he's working on his shooting. He's improving on his shooting. Because last year, he struggled a little bit shooting the ball. He was injured, but I'm excited for him to touch the floor in Summer League.
Yeah, and the fact that he's talking about Killian and it's not just all about Cade right now is great, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Seeing those two become this is very important for the Pistons' future success. It really is. And if those two can become, like, attached at the hip and know where each other's going to be on the court, we got something dangerous brewing here in Detroit.
Yeah, I cannot wait. But that is it for today on Joey's news, but Chef's news for today.
Well, let's get into a couple of your trending stories, too, that you got.
We'll get right into it. We got, for the first one, we mentioned youth basketball, and listen, this girl did an amazing play. Imagine crossing two girls into each other. You mentioned playing football and having two guys run into each other. Like, any sport where this happens, man, it's embarrassing. Look at this.
What do you think? Was it middle school or high school? Oh,
that's some middle school right there. Look at that.
I love how she fell and, like, her legs flopped up in the air.
They just gave out.
Right. Like a weeble.
And then the fact that she hit the ground and just sat there for a second, like, let me just process what the hell just happened. Yeah, let me just.
And at least they made the bucket on the other end, too.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been embarrassing, all that, and they missed the bucket.
I would have loved to have the coach's reaction. But moving on, people try dumb stuff, and this is probably the dumbest of the dumb. We've watched skateboarding videos, people wipe out. What about doing backwards handstands down a sand hill? Look at this guy. Look how fast he's moving. Oh my, he looks like a video game character.
Yeah, once he gets to this point, I really can't tell what his legs are and where his arms are. He's just going so fast.
I've rolled down a grass hill before, but never done that.
Did you haven't done the handstand?
I have not done the handstand.
Look at this boy recording next to him, too.
Well,
that's the real MVP of the whole video.
I know, running with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a real one right there.
And I thought this was like a Michigan sand dune until they panned at the end, and they were that's definitely not in Michigan.
No.
Hey, speaking of big hills, have you heard of the cheese roll competition?
Yes. They try to beat the cheese roll down the hill.
Yep, massive roll of cheese in England. Just whoop, drop that thing, and whoever gets it gets it, and they all crash and
those people
damn
near kill themselves trying to get that cheese.
No.
Yeah, have you ever seen that, Jeff?
Would you want to go one? Would you want to watch it? Not necessarily
Oh, I
participate.
definitely watch it. Every time it's on, I watch it.
Could we do it together?
Yeah.
We're going to Japan and England for the cheese roll competition.
Fish, we gotta make a schedule. And one summer, like after Woodward Sports has become infinitely big, and I could take a week off. Me and you will take a week, travel the world, and go see a bunch of obscure sports.
Okay, will that be like 2052?
No. Give us 3 years, man. I'm on the same timetable as the Pistons and the Lions right now. Give us 3 years.
Okay.
But moving on, listen, Sticks mentioned he's done some color commentary for some baseball games, and imagine, doing it and catching a foul ball in the middle of doing the game. Check out this guy's reaction. It's hilarious.
Skeeter's the only other team, aside from the Patriots and the Ducks, with double-digit wins on the young season. The 1-1. Cordula swings and fouls it off towards the broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball.
It gets me every time.
I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that.
He reminds me of Austin Powers, like, allow myself to introduce myself.
He's got, like, the awkward, tone of his voice. Like, I am very proud of myself.
Towards the broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball. I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that.
Hope so. Someone did get video of that, and it was pretty cool to see that. But yeah, that's it for today on What's Trending with Jeff.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And brand new shop coming at you in Centerline, and we also got a special guest in the studio that we're going to talk to coming up next. The head coach of DCFC is in the building. We will talk to him coming up next. But first, let me tell you about our friends at Levels. The grand opening is happening 8/20. That is August 20th in Centerline. So make sure you come on out. We'll be doing a live broadcast from there, and just all the bells and whistles and fun things that they have planned for you. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's Dream Cruise weekend too, so you're already out and about. Why don't you stop on by Levels? It's in Centerline, and if you want to check out all the cool things that they're offering, make sure you give them a follow right now on Instagram at Enjoy Levels.
Buff up, Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.
Ever since the Pistons drafted Cade, different vibe around here at Woodward Sports. Hey, Sean.
What up, though?
What's up, Adam?
What's up?
Hey, Nick. What you working on?
Get ready for the show, baby.
How's it going today, Fish?
What up, though?
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the show, and most of all, downloading our app, which is free right now and available for you in the Apple Store or Google Play. So make sure you download our app today. Big weekend. Not only, Pistons start summer league, Lions are in training camp, but we don't just have a big four here in Detroit. We have a big five.
Oh yeah.
And the head coach of DCFC is joining us this morning. Trevor James, welcome to the Morning Woodward Show.
Thank you very much. Good morning, guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, excited about this weekend. You guys have a big game coming up?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, off the previous seasons we've had, then obviously it's building up to be the first game of the season. with a brand new team coming into the league in Chicago. So I think everybody's excited about getting back at the real games.
Now I feel like your last season just ended. How long do you guys get off between seasons?
Yeah, it was a short break, this one, because we played a spring season and a fall season.
Okay.
But obviously one of the pitfalls of going all the way to the finals, you don't get much break in between. So I said to the boys, maybe if we don't get so far, they'll get more of a holiday. So. But
don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
No, they don't need to. But so we had a short break, but we gave the boys a week or so, 10 days, and then we got back into it again. We've been obviously training now and playing these independent cup games, which we did well in again, and successfully won that. But now the real games start again, and obviously the club are excited about trying to defend the trophy again. Right. It's been an unbelievable run, and the boys I think are excited to get back and try and defend it again.
Yeah, not only do you have a great team and a great set of guys there, your fans. Like I went to my first DCFC game this season, and I honestly like the energy that's in that stadium in Hamtramck is just next level.
It's unbelievable. I was going to ask you guys if you'd been to a game.
Yeah, one.
Right, because the atmosphere is, and you try to tell people about, if you haven't been, you should come and just to experience this. Whether it's if you're a soccer person or not, just the atmosphere of the event, and it's second to none. I mean, I've worked in other leagues and other supporter bases and groups, but this is a serious group of supporters, and obviously it does so much for the club.
Awesome. What time's the game this week? When is it? Saturday?
Saturday 7:30.
Saturday at 7:30, and obviously tickets are available right now.
Yeah, tickets are available. As I said, I think being it's the first game of the season, I would say people come out. If you're thinking of coming out, get your tickets early.
Yeah.
Because obviously I think it's going to be again another extremely busy game with a great atmosphere.
Yeah, what I love about the atmosphere there is, so like one side is like the wild fans. It's the side where if you come to party, you want to have some fun and let loose, you're on this side. If you want to bring your family and all that, it's on the other side. And then at some points throughout the game, they communicate with each other and they share cheers and everything. And it's really a big family fun atmosphere there, whether you're on the crazy side or the family side.
Absolutely, you're right, and they do cheer some chants. Obviously, some they don't.
Yeah, some of the families
some
won't.
You wouldn't want your family wanting to sing, but but it, as you say, they both sides of the stadium. As you say, you've got like a supporters group one side who sing and chant and dance and bang drums and for the full game, and then you have the family side which supports and watches the game intensely. But they do join in with the chant, so it is a full stadium event.
Now, when you travel around to other stadiums and stuff like that, how does Detroit and the Hamtramck Stadium compare in energy to the other stadiums? Like, because I believe they're called the Northern Guard, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just next level.
Yeah.
I mean, we see them on Twitter. Anytime we talk about you guys or anytime, we bring up DCFC, they're all over it. Like, you guys have a solid fan base here in Detroit.
Yeah, there's nothing like it in NISA. There's no other team have the supporter groups as we do. Yes, they have supporters groups, but not to the numbers, not to the commitment. I mean, wherever we play, and we travel to California, we travel to New York, we do a lot of travel, there's always people travel to the games from our supporters group.
That's awesome.
So again, and the boys know it, and that's why every time we play at Keyworth, whoever we play, whether it's Chicago this week or any other game, it's their biggest game of the season. Because they don't normally play in front of 7,000 people,
right?
In that atmosphere. So, when the schedule comes out, they circle Detroit away because they know that that's the biggest game. They know it's televised. They know it's viewed all over the world because of our fan base and our ownership base. So it's a big game for everyone. So. The bad thing is it's everybody's cup final, so everybody's up for it.
Right.
But again, we I think our lads are used to the pressure, and we love to play in front of the supporters. So it works out to be, there's not many bad games either.
Well, and it prepares you for the playoffs. You know, like every
Yeah.
game's their biggest shot, so it's a playoff game
Yeah,
essentially for you
absolutely.
guys, because you guys know you got to bring it too.
Yeah, we've got to be right. We've got to, we've got to be right on the day and be able to do it. And our game, like most games, you can't turn it on and off like a tap. So you have to be consistent.
Right.
So every game is we trying to set our standards that we want to hold to. So we can judge our performances like that. So that's what we'll do Saturday, and hopefully we'll get off to a bright start and a good start to the season.
Jeff, you ever been to a game?
I haven't.
Dude, go.
I need to go.
Do yourself a
Jeff.
favor and go.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Jeff,
honestly,
I might have a spare ticket, Jeff. So if you want to come out this weekend, that would be. You could sit with me on the bench if you wanted. I mean, you could do whatever you wanted.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm down.
Fish is the biggest soccer fan we have
Okay.
here at the network,
Right.
and Fish went with us the first time I went, and he was in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, I went to the food truck to go get some food. Fish was like, "We're missing action. Why do you even come to the game if you're getting at the food truck?"
Why I do that for any sport.
But
that
first
has
of all, the
action.
food truck was
Baseball,
delicious.
Basketball,
Right.
soccer,
Yeah,
cricket,
but-
lacrosse.
So
anything.
we know what side of the stadium that Fish would watch the game from, then, right?
Oh yeah, he'd be the Rowdies.
Yeah, right.
He'd be in the Rowdies for sure. But yeah, Jeff,
No,
definitely
Jeff,
take
get
him up on
get
that.
yourself out there, Jeff. Come and see what it is. I mean, as you say, we talk it up and we talk, like everybody does. But until you actually go, it is a really unique experience.
That's all I've heard is the environment. Like, that's
Yeah.
what makes me so excited. Like, from
Yeah.
Stick, these guys, when they went, like, that was the first thing they brought up, is just the environment with the fans. And that's what I love. I mean, we go to these games, like, anywhere you go to Lions, Pistons, it's all about that. Like,
Yeah.
the environment itself,
Yeah.
when you go.
Yeah.
Well, and what's cool about it is it's not just in the stadium. It's like, I honestly, I felt like I was in Europe or something, because, you park in Hamtramck, which was a unique neighborhood anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So you park on the street, and you're getting all these smells from people cooking different foods from their house. There's, lots of people on the porch and, hanging out in the streets. And then you walk up to the stadium, and there's just this buzz, this energy. And honestly, I'd never experienced something like that before I came to the DCFC game. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm in another world right now. And it was awesome. And
Yeah.
it takes place right here in Detroit.
Yeah, no, it is very much like Europe. You go to some stadiums and in Europe, and you don't see the stadium because it's a housing estate, and then suddenly there's a
Right.
stadium right in the middle of it,
Right.
and it's just like that. I mean, people live all around the stadium. The supporters march to the stadium through the streets prior to the game, so you get that feeling that everybody's walking one way,
Right.
and then after the game everybody's walking the other way.
Yep.
And where it's in not the massive car park and everybody's right there. It gives you that feel of a community club, and that's what the club has been built as a community club. So it's fantastic that we can do it in Hamtramck.
Yeah, that's one of the things I actually learned about what you guys did is Keyworth, obviously it was Hamtramck High School's stadium for a long time, and I believe they still utilize it, but you guys came in and totally redid it and made it beautiful again, and, the trains in the background and just the ambiance of it, like the VIP suite sections that you guys have are awesome, and just really what you did to make that stadium that much better is giving back to the community in such a good way, too.
Absolutely, and again, a big part of that was the ownership and the supporter groups who physically got out there and did the work and raised the money and did more work to get it as it is. And it's as you say, it's really set up great now. You've got everything you need there, the atmosphere. You have the all the food trucks and everything.
Yes.
In the parking
The
lot.
Hennessy
right by the
wings,
thing.
baby. The Hennessy
There you
chicken
go.
wings were
There you go.
ridiculously good when I was there.
So there's a choice of that, and it's as I said, the supporters and fans mingle prior to in this little village, if you like, and then into the stadium for the game. So what the supporters with ownership have built, it's fantastic. I mean, this is my third year, so and I heard about Detroit City prior to coming. I'd seen YouTube videos and
Nice.
a lot of smoke and so on and so on. But so I was aware of it. But still, since I've been here, I realised how important it is
Right.
to the community, how hard people work, and how much more people do to the within the community, not just for the games. And that's as my job is to obviously try to win soccer games. It's also to try to develop good young men.
Yeah, that's important.
So that's a big part of it. So that part works very well with, getting our players to be respectful and know what is being built, and they've bought into it and been part of it, and they've got the success and reaped the rewards for it. So it's great for them to be successful.
Well, I love it, man, and everybody that's watching right now, if you haven't been to a DCFC game, make sure you get to one. Obviously, Saturday is their first game of the season. If you can't make that, make sure you make it out at some point in the season, and ask anybody who's been there, and they'll tell you, like, you guys converted me. I'm a fan. I'm going to be there. And what's crazy, I mentioned that Detroit doesn't just have the big four in sports. We have the big five because of you, because 7,000 tickets to every single game. I love my Pistons, but they haven't put 7,000 people in LCA in a couple years.
Right.
So
right.
like to have that amount of fan support is amazing, and it shows just what type of product you guys put out on the field. So thank you guys for that.
No, and thank you. Obviously, this, being able to chat about it with you guys on Woodward, it's fantastic, because we need people to realize that what we're doing, what the club are building, and obviously the more people can share in that, then the better it is for the game and for the community.
Well, Coach, good luck on Saturday. I hope you guys have a tremendous game. I will be out of town, so I'm not going to be able to make it, but we're definitely going to send Jeff and Fish. Fish,
okay.
You good to go Saturday? I know you got to watch Olympics, but you good to go?
I will consider it, yes, sir.
You will consider it. I love that.
Well, if you do, come and say hi.
Yeah, definitely will. Coach Trevor James of DCFC, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Woodward Sports Network. Good luck this Saturday, and like we said, go buy those tickets, because you will not regret it, especially if it's a beautiful night in the city. Yeah. No other place I would rather be than a DCFC game. And then coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network, Fish, you got your facts ready to rock? All right, we're going to do Fish's Facts next.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish.
Fish facts.
It's fish!
All right, Mr. Fish, it is Friday, your favorite day of the week. Let's hear those facts, buddy.
It is my favorite day of the week. We start with video as always, and normally we go out to Australia, but we got to go out to football in Canada, where they started yesterday. COVID, obviously, so they couldn't play. Last year, they had no season last year. They played at the end of 2019. So they started a shortened season, but it's finally back. And this is a great catch that happened from last night's game between the Blue Bombers and the Tiger Cats.
Oh, Tiger Cats.
Better than anything you saw last night in a preseason NFL game.
I mean, that was a nice catch.
And there's another one tonight, so it just keeps on coming. By the way, the flags are red. Flags are red, not yellow. So suck in America.
Get the hell out of here, Fish.
Yellow.
I don't need your unpatriotic ass on this Friday.
We go from Canada, to Canada. The Blue Jays. There's 7 games over 500, 56 and 49. For the first time since April 2018, when they were 13-6. Let's go 8 games over 500 for the first time since October 2, 2016, when they ended the season 16 games over 89-73.
All right, go Blue Jays.
We go to Alex Reyes for the Cardinals, I believe. The second pitcher with 3 bases-loaded walks in an inning this season, joining Trevor Bergen on 5-23 in the 9th inning. First Cardinals pitcher with 3 bases-loaded walks in an inning since Danny Jennings on September 22, 1996 at the Reds' first inning.
You're saying go Alex.
Stat. Well, I know. Go Alex, trying to keep his head up.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're saying that like it's a good thing that he was walking people in.
No, it's a bad thing. But, if you're on his team, you got to support him. You can't just say, oh, well, you messed up, buddy. What the hell? You got to, pump his team up.
Right.
You're a nice guy, Fish.
Yeah, if I was on his team, I would just see him. I'd be like, it's okay. You'll do better next outing. I don't know why you have a problem with that.
Yes,
it just seemed like you were rooting for him. Like, hey, you screwed up. Go, Alex. Like, it almost seemed sarcastic.
Well, it wasn't. It was like, keep your head up. You'll do better next time.
Got it.
Joy Bell did the same thing last night for your team. Your team lost by 3. He pumped your team up for next season.
He did. He really did. He sat us all down after the loss, and he's like, "Get around, everybody."
You didn't say he gave like a war room speech.
Oh, dude,
after.
he gave a coach talk. I got on a knee.
Like, you got on a knee.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is great. I'll get on a knee. Let's go, coach." And he's like pointing at the team winning the championship. He's like, "Remember this feeling for next season."
You're about to go undefeated, man. Right. God damn it.
We go to Joey Gallo, not Nemu. First Yankee home run, 48-degree launch angle. That's the highest launch angle of any home run of his career. Tied for the highest launch angle of any New York Yankee home run tracked by StatCast since 2015. Mark Teixeira on the 3rd of July, 2016.
Yeah, the Yankees picked up some good players before the break.
Baseball has a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. Launch angle, degrees.
Right, speed coming off the bat.
Speed coming off the bat, how fast the pitcher throws it. We go to today, which is the 6th of August. I wish this would happen more often. It doesn't. That would help for the Galarraga perfect game that the guy missed. 1937, the MLB overturns the Yankees' 7-6 win over the Indians because of an umpire error.
Yeah.
Wish they would have done that for Galarraga.
Yeah, human error is part of the game.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, but if they did it in 1937, why couldn't they do it in, 2011?
I forget exactly when that was. I just know Jim Joyce. I'll never forget Jim Joyce.
1966, Muhammad Ali knocks out English boxer Brian London in round 3 in London to retain his undisputed world heavyweight title.
Yeah, one of the GOATs.
Yep.
We have birthdays today. 1967, Mike Greenberg.
Oh, nice. I like Greenie.
You guys like him on Get Up?
I liked him better when it was Mike and Mike.
And then they had a fallout.
Yep.
And then they went their separate ways.
Yeah, then they tried, who was it, Van Pelt? Or no, it wasn't Van Pelt with Mike.
Well, they had...
Who was with Golick?
They had his son. They had Mike Golick, and they had Trey Wingo.
Trey Wingo.
They
yeah,
had,
they did not
Mike
mix.
Golick, Trey Wingo, and then Mike Golick Jr.
Yeah, they did not mix.
Who, by the way, Golick Jr. has stuff with, I forget her name. It's a basketballer, I believe.
Yeah, Mike and Mike was much better show than Mike and Golick.
Well,
or Mike and Wingo.
Golick, and they just wanted to expand.
Yeah.
Because I think Golick still wanted to show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Mike Greenie had some other options, and I don't. It just didn't work out for anybody. Sometimes when a thing's working, you don't need to change it.
Mm-hmm.
1969, Mike Budenholzer. It is his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mike!
Happy birthday to him. And those are the facts. There's no important weddings that people care about. Well, okay, people care about them, but you guys know.
There's Joey's bachelor party, though.
There is Joey's bachelor party this weekend. So go to Arizona if any of you by Scottsdale. Are you expecting people to come from Woodward Sports because they know it's in Arizona? Like, are you expecting some random people coming?
I hope they do. I honestly hope they do. I hope we get a random DM like, hey, I'm in Arizona. Let's go.
All right, those are the facts. Maybe DM people in Arizona for a wedding.
All right, let's get into Dumbass of the Day.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
He crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass! Now, I mean this in the least, sexist way. Men are here to protect women, right?
Right.
Or at least, that's what I was raised on, that we're the protectors. You know, you treat women with respect. You make sure they're safe at all times. You make sure you hold doors for them. You make sure if they're in a position of predicament that you're there to help them out. That's what men should be. We should be the protectors, right?
Right.
I hope I didn't offend anybody with that.
I don't like
where
this is going.
Huh?
I don't like where this is going.
You don't like what... Well, this young man thought he was the protector and thought he could save his young lady. But unfortunately, he did not have the strength to do so. And this is our dumbass of the day. Here she is, just swinging. Everybody likes to swing over a pond. She's like, oh, can't stop.
Oh!
And boom, into the drink.
Oh, yeah, I'm just as pissed. I am so pissed if I'm that dude. Like the fact that I was like, look at him. He's like, all right, let me just try
like,
to slow it down. Oh my God, that was our D line needs to look like that this year, man. Just rolling guys over like that.
She's swinging like Miley Cyrus on that thing on a wrecking ball. Just takes him out. Takes him out.
It's one thing to hit him, but to hit him into a damn like pond, come on, that's just icing on the cake, right there.
Well, he tried to do the right thing. I'll give him credit for that. Like, he wanted to stop her, but the way to stop her is grab the ankle or grab the rope up top, not try to take on the full booty at full swing capacity.
Yeah, he got a face full ass and it didn't work out for him.
Does he understand how fast she's going?
I understand that.
Did that not cross his mind at all?
I could watch that 4 million times.
God, yeah, that's a true dumbass right there.
Well, that is our dumbass of the day right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys. Another week down with the Morning Woodward Show. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. We will talk to you on Monday, but don't forget, coming up next, we got 11 to 1 o'clock, and then, of course, 3 to 5 right here on Woodward Sports.